Right. Let's do this. So, if you haven't turned in J3, the homework from yesterday yet, make sure you get that turned in sometime soon. Likewise with J1 and J2, lots of missings. Lots of missings again. Falling into that bad habit of missing assignments again. And a lot of your grades, your quarter grades were reflected on that missing of the homework. So, fall into that bad habit. Okay? So, we're on J4 in our note packet today, and up at the top of J4 there are 3 graphs. What I would like you to do at this time is I would like you to find me the equations of those 3 lines, please. Find me the equations of those 3 lines. Go. What is the y-intercept in the first one? In point form, please. 0, 0. Exactly. So then that would make my b value be 0. Exactly. Okay. Love it. Okay. Just like, what did you come up with for a slope on this line? 1/2? Because I'm guessing, again, this is just a guess, I'm guessing you chose that point right there. Yep. And you got a rise of 1. You got a run of 2. That means my slope is 1/2. Okay? Now, when I was walking around looking at your work, I saw a lot of this. Do I like that? You hear it? A couple of head shakes of yes, a couple of shoulder shrugs. What's easier to write than that? No. Good. And then nothing, just 1/2 x. Because this plus 0 doesn't really change anything. Yeah, so let's not even write it. Let's not even go through the extra writing. And let's just write it like that. Okay. Yeah. What do you got for a y-intercept in the second one? Point form, please. Oh, 0, -1. If that is my point of my y-intercept, then what is the b value for my y-intercept? There you go. Yeah, what'd you get for a slope? Over 2. So you chose this point right there. And you rose 0. And you ran 2. Do I like the fraction 0/2? Or, alternate question, what do I like better than 0/2? That means the exact same thing. Nope, that's different. There is one number in this world, just 0. I like just 0 instead there. Okay? Now, again, when I was walking around the room, I saw a lot of this for this one. Do I like that? Or what do I like better? Just y = -1. Okay? Remember yesterday we had talked about Hoy and Box. Okay? Hoy is horizontals only have y in their equation. So they're y equals some number. Vox is vertical is only x. So that's x equals some number. Okay? So just y then. Y-intercept is this one. 0,2. You don't need to shake your head at me. Oh no. So what's the b then? If my y-intercept is 0,2, what's the b value? 2. Yeah. Now, what did you get first station? So did you pick another point that's on the line? No? Can we do it together? I just looked at your paper, it looks like you picked that point right there. Okay? So what's my rise to go red to purple? So what's my rise here? -2 because I went down, right? Yep. And what's my run? Okay, so my slope then would be rise over run. Do I like that fraction? Let's take the negative out, because we know it's going to be negative, right? Okay. 2 divided by 2. 1. So it would just be -1. Put the negative brought back into it. Right. Do we have an M? Do we have a B? Do we have one? Could have I also written it as okay? That works. That works. Those were the same. Questions on those three? That was more from Tuesday, where we were finding equations of lines off of the graph. So then we got back to y equals mx plus b. So if we're going to write the equation of a line, we got to have both m and we got to have a b. Okay? All right? So in number 4, do we have an m, Lisa? Do we have a b? So can we go right to y equals mx plus b? Yeah, we can. Give it to me. If you got the M, you got the B, you're all set, man. Let's go. Move on with our lives. Adrian, in number 5, do we have an M? Yeah, what is it? What's the M though? 0, okay? Because slope is 0, or it can be. Slope is M, so our M is 0, okay? Do we have a B? What is it? Why? Because B is y-intercept, right? Yeah. So we already have that too. Okay. So could you give me the y equals mx plus b based off of what you just told us? But you beat me to it, and I was already in the wrong color, so I didn't want. But what do I like better than y equals 0x plus 3? Just y equals 3, right? Yep, because that 0x cancels each other out. We have y equals 12. You do numbers 6 and 7. 6 and 7. Probably want to pay close attention to the next 5 minutes. Okay? Slope is 3, right? Okay, right? And so that's my m, right? Which part is x? 1 is the x. Which part is y? Negative 2 is the y. Yep, exactly. Okay? So, Chloe, what am I going to do with m, x, and y? What did we do yesterday? Look back in your notes. We got 5 great examples of it yesterday. While you think of it, I'm going to go talk to the local. Figured out? What do we plug it into? What do we plug it into? So what's the equation that we plug it into? Because we want our answer to look like this, right? Okay. So if that's what we want our answer to look like, I know m, I know x, and I know y. What's the only thing I don't know? I know m, I know x, I know y. What's the only thing I don't know? B. I don't know B. Oh, what's the one on there? Okay. I don't know B yet, right? Okay. So let's plug in. What are we going to plug in for y? What are we going to plug in for y? Negative 2, because that's what our y is, right? Okay, so we're going to plug in negative 2 for y. Okay. What are we going to plug in for m? 3, because that's what our m is. What are we going to plug in for x? And I don't know what b is. Okay? Remember, what is 3 times 1? 3. Okay, so then this is negative 2 equals 3 plus b. How am I going to solve that for b? No. What are we doing with this? Because we want to get b by itself, right? So if I'm adding 3, what do I got to do to get rid of it? Subtract 3. Yep, I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides, because then that's going to go away, and that's going to leave me with negative 5 is equal to b. Okay? Do I have an m?
Yes.
Yeah, it's in a blue box, right? Do I have a b? Yeah, so what's my y equals mx plus b then?
Y equals 3 x minus.
Love it. Y equals 3x minus 5 is my y equals Brady, in number 7, do I have an m? Yeah? What is it? 6. Do I have a b?
Yeah.
What is it?
Negative 2.
Negative 2 over 5. So can I go right to y equals mx plus b?
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is my m, and this is my b. What do you got for me, buddy?
Y equals 6x minus 2.
Yes, sir. Huh? Let's flip that page. Reese, we're back to you. Do I have an M? Yeah, I do. Do I have a point? Yeah. So what's the X part of my point? 0. What's the Y part of my point? What do I want my answer to look like? All of our answers so far up to this point have looked like, except for a vertical line, have looked like what? Y equals mx plus b. Yep, so I want everything to look like y equals mx plus b. Here's my way. Knowing that I have an m, knowing that I have an x, and knowing that I have a y. What's the one thing we don't have? A b. Can you help me find it? Okay. What's my y? What am I going to replace y with in y equals mx plus b? 4. And that's going to equal, what am I going to replace my m with? Negative 5/4. Oops, that's blue. Negative 5/4. What am I going to replace my x with? 0. And then that's going to be plus b. Good job. Yeah? Is key. Can you, in your mathematical knowledge, can you handle negative 5/4 times 0? What is it? 0. Just anything times 0 is 0, right? Okay? One of those concepts that we're trying to reinforce in this one. So this is just 0 there. And then this is going to be 4 equals 0 plus b. Really, what's the right side? This side right here. 0 plus b is just what? Just b, right? Because when you add 0 to something, it doesn't change it. So my b is 4. Okay. Awesome. Do I have an M? Do I have a b? Give it to me. So close. You gave me y equals negative 5/4 plus 4. What did you forget? The x. So you want to give it to me one more time? That I love so much more. Yeah. Because without that x, it's a horizontal line. And this one actually is down. Okay. Well, do I have an m in number 9? Do I have an m in number 9? What is it? It's 7. Do I have x in number 9? What is it? 4. Do I have a y? -1. Do I have a b? Uh-oh. You're going to find it, right? Yeah, I know we got to find it. Right. Give me the plugins for y equals mx plus b. -1 equals 7 times 4 plus b. Now, 7 times 4. 28. Right. I want to solve for b. Subtract 28. Do you know what -1 minus 28 is? Well, first off, it's going to be negative, right? Okay? So negative 1 plus 28 is 20, negative 29. Lisa, you got the easy one, I hope. Do we have an M? Do we have a B? Give it to me. Love it. Okay. Questions on that? Then, what do? We go and we throw one of those stinking word problems in there. Why? Why? It's math. Those darn math teachers, Adrian, I tell you. So, do you know what the first rule, or the first thing that we have to do in a word problem is? We gotta read it. Yes! Yeah, we gotta read it. A bungee jumper leaps from the top of a building that is 420 feet tall and falls at an average rate of 95 feet per second. What does that mean? He's falling at an average rate of 95 feet per second. So he leaps off. 1 second later, he's what? 95 feet down, right? 2 seconds later, he's another 95 feet, so that's 190 feet-ish down. Yeah. Okay, all right. Write a linear equation to model the height y. So the height here is going to be y. So we want it to look like y equals mx plus b. Okay? And then so x is seconds. I don't know why there's a slash. Is there a slash in there on yours too? Nope, no slash on yours. Just a slash on mine. Okay? So, we have described slope, say, as what? In 3 words, what did we describe slope as all week long? Nope, describe. M is what it is. 3 words to say what slope does. How do we find slope on a graph? Three words to describe slope. You do too. You 100% do. Because you actually answered this question this week. 2 of them are our words. Rise over run. See, you knew what it was. Okay? So rise over run is slope. Does everybody agree with slope is rise over run? Okay? Alright? Slope is also, not only is it rise over run, right? But it's also the rate of change. That was an early Unit H concept. Okay? Was that slope is also rate of change. Okay? Right? So if we're falling 95 feet per second, what would the rate of change be if we're falling 95 feet per second? What do you think? Should we make a chart? Yeah, let's make a chart. Because then we can find rate of change from that too. X is seconds. So at 0 seconds, how high up is the bungee jumper? 420. Now, we might need a calculator for this one. Okay? After 1 second, so he lost, or they, I should say, they lost 95 feet. What is 420 minus 95? 325? After 2 seconds, they lost another 95 feet. 230. After 3 seconds, they lost another 95 feet. 135. After 4 seconds, they lost another 95 feet. 40, right? 40? Which is good, because if it was 0, then they would have gone flat. Now there's at least 40 feet where the bungee cord can extend. Hopefully the bungee cord doesn't extend 42 feet. That would hurt. Okay? So there's a chart. Rate of change is change in y, right? Delta y over delta x. Change in y over change in x. So what's this change every single time? Minus 95. What is this change? Plus 1 every single time. So what is the rate of change of this one, which also happens to be slope? Rate of change. Delta y over delta x. Change in y's over change in x's. You mumbled there. It sounded like you said negative 95. Right? Because it would be negative 95 over positive 1. Right? Which is just negative 95. So that is my slope. We have 4 points right here that we can use to plug in with a slope, right? We've got 4 different x values. We've got 4 different y values that we can use. You pick which one. 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Actually, I lied. You got 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Which one do you want to use? 2. Okay, so you want to use 2, 230. So then 2 would be my x, and 230 would be my y. Agree? Yep. Okay. Under this scenario, we wanted y equals mx plus b. You do the plugging in. Tap the brakes. What's my y?
Oh,
230 is going to equal negative 95 times 2 plus b. There we go. Lisa, I see that you have a calculator. Could you multiply negative 95 times 2 for us? Negative 190? Thank you. Great. I want to solve that for b.
this needs to add 1.
Add 190 here. Because then that cancels that out. Means I got to add 190 here. Somebody with a calculator? What do you got? 420? So 420 is equal to B? Yes? Okay, so do we have an M? What is it? Negative 95. Do we have a B? Yeah, we just found it. 420, right? So altogether, what is our y equals mx plus b? Give it to me. Y, everybody, I don't hear everybody, equals negative 95 x plus 420. Good job, everyone. Homework tonight is going to be J4. Tomorrow we'll start class with some whiteboard stuff, and then we have a formative tomorrow also on the stuff that we've done this week. Okay? All right, formative tomorrow.